Hey, how you guys doing? I'm back again with another episode of It Factor. As always, I'm your host, Jeremy Robinson. Today we have somebody special. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tamara Washington. I am the executive consultant for Boom Media and Image Consulting. I am also the CEO of Boom Effect Entertainment.
So first off, man, how's your day going? How was your week? We're gonna start there.
The week was crazy, but I love what I do. I think the reason I'm doing what I do is because I have a television news background, and I did that for 10 years. And in that business, every day is different. You will walk in with a plan and something happens. So I think with this business, it's the same thing. You have this plan in place and then something can happen. You have to go straight into crisis communication mode, or you get a deal closed. Like it's something different every day. Working with a group of diverse clients who have 100 things going on, who's passionate about a lot of different things. It keeps every day interesting.
Got you. Okay. All right then. So what does your day-to-day job look like in that array of different things that can happen? What does that, like a simple day? What does a simple day look like?
A simple day, it will also depend. So Boom Media is a PR marketing firm, and Boom Effect, which stands for Bees is a management firm. So our management firm, we manage personal and business. So that particular day can entail talking to attorneys all day, financial advisors, reviewing several investment deals, reviewing accounts, making sure that your client has everything that he needs, maybe actually going to several meetings that is regarding a deal that your client is interested in, because typically they are not in every meeting. So the management side can look like that. On the personal, the management is taking care of the household. If the AC went out, it's managing all that personal stuff. So that is a normal, slow, quiet day. On the PR marketing side for Boom, that could be simple day. You said that could be getting a press release done, talking to a lot of producers, editors, strategically planning out things, doing a lot of research, looking at certain endorsements, sponsorships, and also talking to several different brands who have an interest in your client.
Gotcha. So you be doing everything, just everything.
Yeah.
You talk to lawyers, I like that, man. That's a powerful, straight businesswoman. That's amazing. Cool out here. So with that being those things that you do, how does that play a role into your It Factor and why you do what you do? Why did you choose this role outside of leaving media? Why did you choose to do this?
Because I understood my purpose in life. I love God. Pray all the time, Christian. That is the center and the reason. So I understood my purpose early on. And my purpose is in life, I just put it as simple and instead of so complex, is to help others' dreams come true. So with that, my gift has been to keep people calm, understand where they are, and strategically make the plan to get there no matter how big it is. So understanding my purpose, when I was in TV news, in my head, I wanted to be a general manager of a television station. You could not tell me I wasn't going to do that. And as I moved up the ranks, I started to lose what my purpose was, fulfilling that and doing that. And that didn't feel that didn't make me feel good. So that is how I started my business and started doing what I do now. And ultimately, I did get back to what I was doing in news, and that was helping people and and helping them reach that goal and get to that dream.
Got you, got you. And that's amazing. I would say that's a straight impactful thing that you're doing, and also to know how to pivot away, like saying, yeah, I want to do this, but it's something else I need to go and I would say chase, but also just going to following your journey and also believing in God as I do as well. Is like he always gonna line it up for you correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. So like what's the most impactful thing about your career on your side? Like what's the most impactful thing about your career that make you be like, man, I love this?
Truly, it is helping people. Like I've been blessed where I get to work with celebrities and people in powerful positions who help people.
Right.
And so this is full circle for me. So some people think when I share my purpose, so it just means the celebrity or, we work with everybody, small businesses, middle corporations, all that. But I'm actually helping the person who has nothing
Mhm.
through my client. I would say 90% of our clients, they do this and not for a camera. They will argue with me and say, do not tell the media. And I'm like, this is part of my job. Like I have to share it. So that when I've had the toughest day, when I have probably had a fight with one of my clients, we screamed at each other. Still there's a respect that we both have the same goal. I go to bed at night knowing that either we just put a smile on a little girl's face who needed a wheelchair because she can't walk, but it was a certain type of wheelchair and it was $10,000. And truthfully, like it makes me so happy. Every year we have something on the calendar. I'm a creative naturally. So I'm always creating different things that can impact people for my clients. So there's something always on the calendar for me to look forward to. So that keeps me going and gets me excited. And yeah.
All right, cool. So you had that circle that you like, I'm having a bad day, but I'm going. All right, cool. That's what I'm doing it for, man.
Look, I'm telling you, one of my clients, Whitney Merciless, has a foundation called With Mercy, and his basically what the foundation does, it helps families that have children with disabilities.
Mhm.
We have seen children who literally can't do anything, and they're still laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why was I crying and complaining? And like when I say can't do, they can't walk, they can't talk, they can't feed them, they can't do anything. And they're probably 15 years old. And they understand and very aware what their condition is. And they're laughing and having the best day.
Right.
So that gives me a reminder all the time. So especially when I'm around those kids, it puts everything in perspective and it gets me super excited that, I actually have a good life and I shouldn't be complaining and, so yeah.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Definitely amazing being able to help out so many people and to see those smiles on the face. It does make you really think back. I think back to me volunteering. You need to be with my fraternity or doing different things throughout the year. And like I always be like, man, wow. Like it could really be, it could have been a different path for me,
Right.
it gives you that perspective of saying, you know what, it's something better out there. So in that, I would say, what is one of your ultimate life goals?
Man, that's a loaded question.
It's
Oh,
millions of them. It's millions of them. I got like 20 of them. So.
that's a loaded question. You know, hmm. I have some big goals, but I don't know if I would say life goals. I don't really think I have life goals. I'm a competitor and I compete against myself. So each year, so what I've learned about me is that I will write something down and say I want to do something. And in my head, I think that it will probably take, I don't know, 2 years, 3, 5 years, whatever. And then I do it within a year. So it forces me to always say, you know what, if you can do this, then you can do that. Like it changes. And always I'm about the need, like what's the need? And if I have the power to accomplish that need, then let me be the one to do it. So I know that probably answered your question, but it changes. And my circle knows, like, I'm always coming up with something, and they're like, where did that crazy idea come from? But yeah, she's gonna go do it. So it changes. Like I said, I just knew you couldn't tell me I was going to be the GM of a, now that could very well still happen. Like
Right.
that could very well still happen. But that changed once I understood I wasn't still kind of living out my purpose. So yeah, it changes for me. I'm a goal seeker.
Gotcha. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And I would definitely say that makes it more conversation, because when you ask certain questions, I'm learning from this doing podcasts that, of course, it's not just a straightforward conversation. It's the fact we Black. We're gonna get it, talk about what we need to talk about. But at the end of the day, when it comes to goals, it's like they're gonna be forever changing.
Right.
But you're right about that. It's so much stuff happened. Like, I was able to get another camera for the show. And I literally said, I'm going to get it at the end of 2022. But I was able to get it at the beginning. And I'm like, man, that was a little small goal, but it's everything.
It's still, yeah. I think it puts you in this space where it helps you realize that you can do more. Like, you probably was thinking small. And then you realize you can do it, and you like, oh, wait a minute. Like, I get real arrogant with myself too. I'm like, oh, wait, I can do that. I can do this too. So I think it keeps me on my toes, and it gets me excited, and yeah, it just keeps me thinking. And I like that. Honestly, I like to be that way, because then I'm not comfortable. I do my best to stay uncomfortable. And the reason I want to be uncomfortable is because then I know God's in control, and then I know that He's bigger than everything. So I like to be uncomfortable. So I don't mind the pressure. And again, it's personal. I don't look at anyone else and try to compete with them or what they're doing, because I recognize that everyone has a purpose and everything is place, time, and season. So yeah.
I love that, man. I love that about you. Just in meeting you today, that's amazing. I think that way. A lot of people don't, think that way. But that's amazing. You had it. So in that, before we do close out, how is it, running, sports and entertainment firm? How is that? I know we asked some questions earlier, but like, how is it, like, from like a standpoint of like just looking into how everything goes? Need to be in the season, outside the season, or anything?
I think I'm going to address a couple of things. I'll first address the perspective that people have of working with, celebrities. I think if people just understood that they're just people, it will sort of, change your mindset. Also, understanding with more money and fame comes more problems. So you always have to be on your toes. You always have to think ahead. A lot of my clients tease me and crack jokes and be like, you just always got something negative to throw out. Well, I do come from a news background, so I've seen it all. So I am the person who is thinking about things from 10 different perspectives. Like, what if this happened? What if this happened? But I like to make sure my clients are always thinking. I like to make sure I'm staying on my toes and thinking. So being in that perspective, the other thing I would address is you always have to be on. Mm-hmm. So you have to remember self-care. And I cannot stress that is extremely important, because you always have to be on. Sometimes it can be very stressful. I can name a couple of incidents where I went out and had fun, probably had several drinks that I should have had a little more, but then my client was in an accident and I was like, I can't go. So, it's a balance you have to figure out. It's a balance that can be a little challenging, but once you figure that balance out, I think you could be extremely successful. So it's a always on job, always it's a challenging job, and it's a competitive job, especially as a woman and especially as a Black woman. It's very competitive. This is a white male dominated industry. And so you're not only getting it from the male side of things, because it's not that many women, you're getting it from the female side. So you want to make more friends than enemies. And you just want to, at the end of the day, still be you. So for me, it's fun. It's interesting. Right now it's still a luxury, and I call it a luxury because I'm not married and don't have any kids. So I still have the luxury to have the schedule that I do and to move around the way that I do. But I'm sure, like, as my personal life changed, I'm sure that changes with it. So I do my best to be as honest as possible, because a lot of women I do talk to, they get excited, but I would say talk to me, but then talk to the person, that woman who has the family, and just so they can really understand the perspective of it and the demand of it, to make sure it's something that they really want to do.
So, man, that's the questions for me. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't know. How is it doing this podcast, and how was it talking to me?
It was amazing. It was everything. It was worth the wait, But no, it was worth the wait. I look forward to building the network with you, like I build with everyone else I have on my podcast. But you're the first person that told me, like, when I asked that ultimate goal, life goal question, like, yeah, it changes. Every other week it probably changes. Glad that you're honest, man, with that, and I be trying to get our people to be more honest when it comes not only to goals, but life in general and your job. So whatever you trying to do, I know it's gonna like succeed and go above. But like just hearing from you today, I want to work with you more. I'm like, hey, who your clients? Like, wait a minute, what can we do? What can the It Factor do for you? What can you do for me? Have them pull up on it.
I stay under the radar. I try.
But no, it was amazing interviewing you.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I was told I need to, honestly, when you emailed me, I was like, I've been getting screamed at all the time. Like, you need to do more, honestly, because I get the requests all the time, and I'm always scared of what happened today. And I was like, oh crap. Like, I'm not logging on because I always do put the client first and the company first. And I do recognize that I am part of the brand and I'm, part of the company. So I need to do more of these. And my clients love to watch and critique me. They like purposely watch so they can critique me. And that's the other reason I run from it, because they're like, did you say and how many times did you say let me count? It's like, really? So whatever I get on them about in training, they flip it to me. So they typically like to watch these.
I got you, Dan. Well, look, you're on the It Factor podcast. It was amazing. Keep doing these. Your brand is important as well. Just as well as the clients you work with, yours is important. Then on top of all of that, you're a good speaker. So you're good.
Thank you.
The and and they there. Look, I'm a whole podcast host, and I be like, what was I talking? What's the name of my podcast again? So yeah, just keep doing great. I hope you have a great weekend, and look forward to speaking with you soon.
Can I add my social media?
Oh yeah, do all that. Shout out your people.
So you can follow either Boom at Boom Media and Image. That's all platforms. And my personal platform is Boom Tamara. And my management firm is Bees. So again, that's all platforms: Boom Media and Image, Bees, and Boom Tamara.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes. Thank you so much. Well, I'll talk.
Thank you.